Hey guys, welcome back to Amanda's Favorites, where I have new videos every Tuesday. I also share an extra monthly video or Zoom call with my patrons. If you're interested in finding out about supporting me over there, that link is down in the description. Today's planner is a really fun, spontaneous review that I just wanted to do. Oprah came out with a planner and a couple of people DM'd me about it. OPRAH'S, the Life You Want planner. So I did purchase this planner, which is totally out of the norm for me, but it was a very inexpensive planner. It was only $24.95, and the shipping, I'm looking at my receipt right now, was $6.99. I don't know why the Oprah planner is not on Amazon, right? Let's jump in. I just thought this would be an interesting one that you guys would want to see, and also I might be able to help you save some money, because the Oprah planner might be one that people just buy out of curiosity, and maybe I can save you from that. I'm not saying not to buy it, but I'm saying if you're interested in it and you just want to see in it, know about the paper, know how it lays and all that, it might help you make the right decision for you. So OPRAH'S The Life You Want, Make Living Well a Daily Practice Planner. I am going to tell you that with this planner, I do not see it as an agenda planner. I would never be able to plan my life in this planner. I'll show you the horizontal layout. This planner to me is a wellness or goal planner category. So it definitely fits into like the whole life wellness. And if you want to work on goals that are a little bit more on the wellness focused, I could see this planner being a great check-in for that. And it also gives you a guide as of giving you something to work on every month. We'll go through that. So on the inside, little dust jacket, or whatever they call this belly band, the number one principle that rules my life is intention. Thought by thought, choice by choice. We are co-creating our lives based on the energy of our intention. That is what Oprah says on the inside of this. And she gives you a little more here. I'm not going to be able to read you everything Oprah says in here because she kind of writes a little thing every single month. But let's take a look. It is a linen-like cover, very much almost the color of like my linen board here. And so it kind of blends in with my board. It just says Oprah Daily, and it is imprinted on there, OPRAH'S The Life You Want planner. You have the green end pages. I love that kind of green as her color here because I love green. It just connects me to nature. Your title page and another title page. And there's a tiny little thing here, how to use this planner. So it goes over the different aspects of the Wheel of Life and Vision Board. Fill in the blanks, focus pages, intention, done list, weekly reflection. So for more inspiration and guidance on how to make living well a daily practice, visit oprahdaily.com. I actually read through this and highlighted some stuff, but I read through it like a couple weeks ago when it first came. So I'm going to be honest, I didn't reread through it today. Oprah gives you a nice little letter from her. She talks about, she kind of goes through her life story, how she was keeping a journal since she was 15 years old. And then in her 40s, she began to use her journals to focus on gratitude and writing lists of what brought me pleasure or joy every day. And it didn't take long to feel a massive shift. By taking a moment to pause and focus on the abundance of my life, I began to notice just how much good there really was. And I have to 100% wholeheartedly agree with that. So this review is going to be a little bit more personal and casual since I'm not doing it for a company and I just purchased it myself. I feel like I can take time to chat and pop in things here. That right there, and it's not going to be as edited either. I will probably just edit the intro and the outro, and that's it. So this little thing here about gratitude and noting that every day in a journal, I can tell you that I truly have noticed a difference in my life since I do that myself. And I've been doing that for years in my little Katie Daisy weekly planner. It's a little horizontal planner from Amazon. It's hooked to my Amazon store, and I also have a full review here up on YouTube. I will link that down in the description here for you to find, but that's where I've been putting my gratitudes for years. And just recently, just in November, I started in a more guided gratitude journal for a year. It starts in November and goes a year, and it is called Daily Thanks. And it gives you a different gratitude challenge every month. So really stretching you. It's not just writing a gratitude or two a day. And I have noticed a huge shift since I started that in November also myself. I have an IGTV video about that little one, and that's also on Amazon and in my Amazon store. I will pop that IGTV link here. Even if you're not on Instagram, you are able to view that video. So I just wanted to notate that about gratitude. Then she said, the days, weeks, and months pass in a blur without a moment to stop, take a breath, and just be. That's why our team at Oprah Daily created this planner. Within these pages, you will find space to organize appointments and stay on task, alongside thoughtful writing prompts to encourage you to pause and reflect on what really matters in your life. We hope it serves as a practical tool to help you manage your day-to-day schedule, as well as guide to inspire and motivate you to become the best version of yourself. And she said, today is always the perfect day to begin. I agree with that. And then what she did was every month, so for 12 different months, of course, that's a year, duh. Okay, for 12 different, because they're writing in here 12 different sections. So I'm thinking of what I'm going to say and reading this at the same time. She picked values that she believes are essential to expanding our heart space and allowing us to step into the fullness of our authentic selves. So she picked values that she has come to know are very important in her life. And she has put one of those per month for you to work on with some really introspective questions and challenges. So she says to define what each focus means to you and let it be your guide as you move closer to creating the life you want. And then instead of a to-do list, celebrate everything you accomplished by adding it to the done list whenever you complete a big task. And that's every week. I'll show that to you. And whether you tackle each of the 52 weeks consecutively or start and stop as needed, don't forget to look back and see your progress along the way. It's astonishing to be able to track your own evolution, who you were, and who you can still become. We all have a limited number of years on earth. What will you do with yours? Oprah. So I just thought I wanted to read you some of that because it's a really good summary of this planner. And like I said, the way it's laid out with just, it's undated and blank monthlies. I actually do like that this planner is undated. Perhaps it's less motivating because if it was dated, it might make you stick to it for a full year at once, so I do see the value in that. But being undated means if you only work on it for a couple of months, you can save it for another year. So, and once again, I told you I would never be able to use this as like my agenda schedule. And I think most people who are relatively in a busy stage of their life probably wouldn't. You guys chime in with that down in the comments. She has the Wheel of Life here. And you guys, it kind of looks like Moxie Life, right? She wants you to reflect on each one of these categories, but they're different. Okay. These are areas that you want to give attention to in your life. And she defines each area here: integrity, vulnerability, connection, being fully present, resilience, compassion and empathy, forgiveness, renewal, service, gratitude, joy, and reflection. These categories represent the 12 focuses that you will walk through over the course of this planner. So this is always here for you to return to, but you're going to assess what areas of life give you satisfaction and what areas could use a little more attention. So that, and each one of these, like I said, these are your 12 monthly, and there's no rubrics, like unlike Moxie Life, there's no rubrics to decide on this. There's a little bit of guidance here, talking about the 1 to 10 scale, but there's no rubrics to grow through. You are literally just going to go off these definitions and a little bit of guidance and choose where you think you are on that scale with that area of your life. And then there's a little letter for her, setting your intention. So she talks about that, setting an intention. And I want to read you everything in here. I really do feel there are some good little nuggets, but I just can't make the video an hour long reading you everything. I think you guys would be really bored with that. Here she just says, in order to step into the most powerful version of yourself, you need to know not just what you want, but why you want it. Throughout this planner, you'll have a chance to set your own intention at the start of each week. Do you want to be more present, more loving? How can you move through the world while honoring your why? Start living from your intention and watch your life unfold in the ways you want. Creating your vision statement. So here's your vision statement, a little thing from Oprah. What would my ideal life look like? What kind of person do I want to be in that life? What gives me a sense of meaning, value, and purpose? What can I do now to start moving in the direction of achieving what I say matters? Then you have a vision board, which I think it's very interesting. They chose a very dark, small dot grid for this vision board. I personally think it would have been much better as a blank page. So here's your vision board to write, draw, or paste whatever inspires your vision of the future, your dreams, your goals, and your ideal life. Then I really do love all the nature pictures throughout in here, and her just little motivational, it's Oprah quotes motivating you. Then you have 12 months in a row, note section, Sunday start, big boxes for dates, just blank white. They are ample boxes since they used most of the header space. I like that. But all your 12 months are up here, and they're just numbered by what number the month is. So honestly, if I was using this not starting in January, I would probably have to white that out because that would confuse me. Because I would always be thinking month 10 is October, even if, I started it mid-year. So that is kind of an issue right there. I think I would have to white out those numbers if I wasn't starting in January. Another thing I will say is they didn't do very great on the lay flat binding. So I want to be like, come on, Oprah. If you're going to make a planner, if you're Oprah, right? I'm just saying, if you're Oprah and she has all her best things and finds the best products, right? Like she shares the softest pajamas and the best sweatshirts and the best slippers and, all that. I'm just thinking, let's make the best planner then, right? For what it is. Now, her planner is completely different than an agenda planner to me. I like the thought that went into this of focusing on a different focus every month. Like the first month is integrity. But here we are in the first month. You can see how it lays. I have had to push it down a lot. If you go to the middle, you have an even harder time. And I have tried to massage it. I have worked with this book. So you will just have to work with it wherever it is. See, if you work with it, it will stay open, but I wouldn't say it's the best lay flat design. You'll have to work with it a little bit. It's not in the realm of the most terrible whatsoever, but also not the best. And I'm just saying, from Oprah, we expect the best, don't we? And I almost always would prefer a coil. I would love for them to have a coil option on this, since I'm going to be doing a lot of writing and journaling in this book. It's a horizontal weekly layout, and it's checking in with your intentions every week and what your focus is for the month. And so this would be a wellness goal check-in for me, and like journaling. And so writing a lot, I would prefer a coil. But I know a bound book looks so nice and feels so nice in hand. I get that. Let's go back. I just really want you guys to get a full scope of this, and no one just buy it just because it's the Oprah planner, and you just want to see it. Because at this price point, I think that could be a definite temptation for lots of people. Okay, the focus number 1 is integrity. And then what she does, she gives you her little thoughts on that focus every month. And I love how there are full color pictures, how they're nature pictures. That really appeals to me. And then she asks you some questions about integrity. Like, what does the word integrity mean to me? Who is someone I admire for living their life with integrity? Am I satisfied with who I am as a person? What do I believe to be true about myself? Are there areas of my life in which I can be more truthful? Okay, so that's your focus for the whole month, integrity. Then for the week, this is focus 1, week 1. My intention. Living in alignment with the truth means speaking your truth. Ask yourself, am I willing to say what I'm thinking? Why or why not? And so there's like a question or kind of a challenge every week, and quotes that go along with like the focus of the month. And then you have your done list for the week, like she talked about. Instead of a to-do list, I love writing my wins. I've talked about that before. I write them in different places, different years, or in different planners, sometimes just in my journal. But I love writing wins at the end of a day. I don't necessarily remember them by the end of the week. So during the week, as you have wins, to write them down. Ta-da, that's your ta-da list, as Gretchen Rubin would say. And I think it is it's so motivating. It's like a hug. It's like someone giving you a gold star. And we all need that in our life. I used to think that if, we all got clapped in to our jobs every morning, like football players get cheered onto the field, and we could feel that people were cheering for us and loving us and telling us we were doing an amazing job, then I think we would all have kind of a different outlook on maybe our jobs and how much they mean. And I know we can't all be cheered for like football players, but that's just an example. Everybody needs a hug. So for the week, you have Monday through Wednesday on the left-hand side. you have Thursday through Sunday on the right-hand side. And then you have a little like remember tip up here every week. This one says, only you have the power to take responsibility for your own life. What matters now is this moment and what you choose to do from this point forward. So it's just very motivating. You have 2 grosgrain ribbon bookmarkers, and they are plenty long. So they did a great job on that, where even though it's kind of a big book, you can pull it all the way to the edge. And I did not give you the measurements on this book. So let's see. The pages are 8.5 by 6.5. So that's your page size. And here was my pen test. So let's mark that if we're going to go to the front. I'm sure the dimensions are on their site. It's like 8.75 by 6.75 for your outside dimensions. And so that is what every week looks like. This horizontal layout. That's why I said it lends itself to journaling, to checking in every night, whatever your intention is for that week, checking in on it, checking in on the focus for the month and some of the questions that you're working through and how you're doing or what you're feeling. Or it can just be also daily journaling about some other goal or habit, whatever you're working on. After each weekly horizontal layout, then you have a weekly reflection page. After every single week, you have this. They're not all the same questions. So this one is, when was I at my best this week? When was I true to myself? What do I want to improve? And what was the most important thing I learned this week? So each month, these questions change. They are the same for that whole month, your weekly reflections, but then they change for the next month. So I will show you that. Here's your pen test. Then you have a huge note section to journal or write notes every week. And then you will see, I think it's about 70-pound paper, if it's my guess. It is not listed on their site. You can barely see any ghosting. You do see my dark mild liner, but not bleeding through, just showing through. But that's pretty much all you see. So it feels like really nice paper, and I think it's at least 70 pound. It is smooth, so it doesn't have tooth, but it is not slick. It is not a slick like plum paper at all. Just a smooth paper that takes pen well. So that is the flow of your whole month. Here you go week 2 and then your reflections. You have week 3 and then your reflections. And some reflections you get like a big picture and they're a little bit different. This is just highlighting kind of the focus for the month. So this is when it changes from those same weekly questions that were repeated, and it changes like here. So you never know, like it kind of changes up. You don't know what to expect, and I kind of like that. It keeps you interested. So this page pops up on your weekly reflection for week 3 of Focus 1. Things like, I'm living with integrity by, I'm looking forward to, I'm spending the most time, 3 promises I can make to myself are, I'm reading, watching, and listening to, and notes. Then you go into your week 4, and your week 4 reflections are the same. So it just kind of popped in that week 3 to kind of take you back to your focus of the month of integrity. Each month you only have 4 weeks. I don't really know what to say about that, you guys. It's an undated planner. And so some months you're going to have a couple days where you don't have a planner. I don't know. Somebody talk to me about that. Am I missing something? So anyway, then you go into focus number 2, which is vulnerability. And then once again, some questions about vulnerability for you. And then the color changes on your weekly pages for every month as your focus changes. I like that. And then the weeks are the same though. It's always my intention, and then a different question here, and then your Monday through Wednesday, Thursday through Sunday, and then your done list and quotes throughout. The weekly reflection in this month, Focus 2, is pink, which I kind of like because if you're using it January through December, it is Valentine's Day. So I like how that flows. And then you go into your week, your reflections, week, and once again, I guess, okay, maybe it is every 3rd week of every month, you get the different type of reflection that throws you back to the focus of the month. That's what it's looking like. We'll see if it's the same the next month. Okay, connection is focus number 3. So your 3rd month, that would be March if you're going, of course, yearly. And so yellow is the color for March. And yes, it does look like your 3rd week every month. I didn't notice that when I was first looking through it, getting ready for this. But it definitely looks like, so far, yep, it's your 3rd week every month that you check in with a big picture and some different questions that have to do a little bit, but not all of them, with possibly your focus for the month, connection. So that's March. We'll just go through and see what the focus is each month. April would be, even though it's undated, I'm just going to refer to the going in order from January. April would be being fully present. And you have orange and some red rock there. May would be resilience. And it's green. Oh, that's beautiful. I'm telling you, you guys know how much nature means to me in my walks. This speaks to my soul, having these pictures in here. I would actually love an agenda planner with, more of a nature, ERIN CONDREN, but with nature pictures. I don't know. Don't ask me. No, I wouldn't mind just ERIN CONDREN to have a little more color and even cutesy like drawings for the season. Leaves drawn in for those months. But I realized that would be only US seasonal. And so that would not work worldwide. Okay. Weekly reflection. I'm just saying, seeing this in the middle of my planner, energizes me. That's a great picture. And then we are on focus 6. So we must be to June. Compassion and empathy. And it's like a salmon color, I would say. Compassion and empathy. Oh, that's beautiful. And we're in June. And then we just have this thrown in the middle here. Your life is not static. Every decision, setback, or triumph is an opportunity to identify the seeds of truth that make you the wondrous human being that you are. Then you go into July, which is forgiveness and yellow. Oh, that's beautiful for July. Wow. The field of sunflowers. And then you go into August, which is renewal and green. Oh, beautiful. Oprah and I, we both love nature. Okay, 9, September, and it's service. Okay, it's pink. And then we go into another little, they stuck something else in here, just a whole quote page. Transformation doesn't happen unless you're willing. It's your choice. Oprah. And we go into month 10, October, gratitude. Okay, interesting. They didn't save gratitude for November. I wonder what that is. Gratitude for October, and it is orange. Beautiful wheat field. And then we have November is joy. And that looks very spring. So it definitely does not flow with the season, really. I mean, February kind of did. It was pink. And I was thinking some of the sunflowers and summer pictures did. But putting these buds, what is this? Is this a red bud tree or a pear tree? No, that looks like a pear. I don't know. Anyway, joy. That is November. So that does not feel like November to me. So it's definitely not made to go seasonally to the US. And this is like a peach. And then tulips in November once again. So they definitely did not do it for it. You can definitely start it anytime you want. Reflection is your focus 12. Reflection. And that makes sense for the end of a year. But it doesn't have any feelings of being cold or the end of the year. I mean, it is blue. Okay. So I do kind of get thrown off when seasonal thing, like when nature pictures are in here, but they don't coincide with the season correctly. Just for me, that's a little thing that throws me off. Okay. And then you have a weekly reflection check in there on reflection. And then you end. And Oprah has another quote. And she said, I've come to believe that each of us has a personal calling that's as unique as a fingerprint. And that the best way to succeed is to discover what you love and then find a way to offer it to others in the form of service. Working hard and also allowing the energy of your life force to lead you. Now, of course, being a Christian, I read in a little bit differently to this quote, but I do 100% believe that we do each have a personal calling on this earth, and there are things that we can do that no one else can do. There are people we can help that no one else can touch, and that the best way to do that is finding ways to give service. I completely believe that. Give service in those things that we're good at and that we love, and that is the way we can give back to others. And then she talks about fulfilling your purpose. She talks about that and a couple of questions for you. What do I believe is possible in my life? What am I passionate about? What makes me feel the most connected to myself in the world? What would I do if I knew I could not fail? And was there ever a time in my life when I felt like I was doing exactly what I was supposed to? What happened? Then you get a purpose board. Once again, the dark dot grid. You're almost there. At the start of this planner, you created your ultimate vision board of your ideal life, declaring your dreams and goals to the universe. Now, after these past days and weeks and months of thoughtful focus, think about where you want to go from here. Your purpose board. And she asks you a few questions to guide you there. And then a congratulations from Oprah on working through this whole planner. And notes, 2 notes pages, a thank you from Oprah, and visit the OPRAHDaily.com, shop.oprahdaily.com. I will link that down below. And then you just end with the green. So I know I was very chatty in this video and personal. It was very different than a normal review since the company did not send me the planner. And I'm just going through here without exploring it too much beforehand. I did look through it, but obviously I discovered some things along the way with you here. And I was kind of formulating my thoughts as I went. So wrapping it up, my thoughts on this are I think it could make a really good wellness planner, goal planner. If you don't want to do a goal planner or wellness planner for the year, I feel like this can take over both of those. I want to know if anyone thinks they could actually plan their agenda schedule in here. I couldn't just because of the layout. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I do think that I'm going to keep this in maybe 1 year. I always say this, when my 5-year journals are done, maybe I'm not doing other journaling like in Planner Perfect every day. And I'm not doing check-ins on all those other places that I do in my daily thanks, really intensive gratitude journal, which I'm working through right now. If I just wanted to do one thing for the year that could encompass it all, I think it would be this. And definitely I could formulate each one of these monthly focuses into how I believe it should work in my life. So it might not be the way that Oprah thinks exactly, but it would be, on what does being fully present mean to me and what do I want to work on there. So I definitely think this is one I'm going to keep and at some point maybe work through. Every page is numbered and it also says the week that you're on and the theme for that month on there. So you have the theme and then you have that's the weekly reflection. I do like how the pages are numbered like that down here. I would love to see what she develops this into each year. I hope she doesn't just stay stagnant and do the same thing over and over. I hope she actually works through it herself for the whole year and finds out how does she want to tweak and change it to work even better. I love to always see that when companies do that. Let me know all your thoughts down below, you guys. I bet we're all going to have a lot of thoughts about the Oprah Planner. Especially, if you grew up with me in the age that we grew up in and watching Oprah on TV when we had no way to record it and we would rush home from school or work if we got home early enough that day to watch the Oprah show. I think it was 4 p.m. my time here, Central Time, when it was on live TV, Channel 8, right? Am I right? So I did used to watch Oprah a lot in my growing up, I guess, teenage and maybe early 20s. years. Let me know what you guys think. Take care of yourselves, take care of others, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.